Actually, this is WCS version of Oana. And this is a 1v1 player map, which means that the two players know where they are. Short distance range, I would say it's not that long. It's always open for cheese or anything like that, but I know heGEmOni is going to go for a very strong macro play. He likes that. And so is our dear Kezz, Kezz, the Terran player, who actually kicked my ass several times on the ladder. Yes, I met him on the ladder too. He's from my clan. I guess on the early time on the SES server, not many people do play, so you have to face platinum players sometimes. Oh yes, you do. I have to try that. Woohoo! How about that? How about that? Now you see clearly, but without the minimap, pretty damn hard, I would say. Oh my gosh, look at this. So let's see what heGEmOni is going to go for, and Kezz as well is going to go for a wall off on his ramp. Pretty damn normal. And of course heGEmOni is going to go for a 14 hatch, 14 pool, I'm guessing too. It's also a pretty good opening. Actually, you can defend a 2 racks opening with that 11-11, no problem, as long as the opponent is not good at positioning his bunker and managing his microing his marines. Here comes the probe, the actual drone, I would say. It's gonna, oh, he's not going to plant. Oh, he's gonna scout for any kind of bunkers or anything. Very, very safe from heGEmOni. Me being a noob, not telling you that you should scout. Of course, he hasn't scouted anything, although he's been seeing a lot of things with his overlords. All I can say is all props to heGEmOni. You scout, that's good, that's so great. That's not the case of Kezz. He's not, he's more worried about warning himself off, which is good too, being safe as well. Now, is he going to go? I'm pretty sure he's going to go for round 1 rec expand, so 2 players going to go for the normal boring stuff. I'm not saying boring just because it's boring, I'm just saying because they could do like pretty cheesy stuff for the first game. Why not? I've tried all lanes, guys. You would do that too. This overlord is going to take a position on the third, pretty nicely done. And now the first scout for Kezz, seeing the almost complete hatchery. That drone going to try to catch the SCV. It's going to try to spot for any kind of gas. The pool was actually pretty late. Now it's finished. That was a 14 pool, by the way, which is not late at all, you noob. Oh yes. And now we're going to have just a constant marine production. The CC being produced right at the spot. I'm gonna stop talking for 1 second. Yes, because I'm paralyzed. Oh my gosh. And Kezz, who's gonna lose the SCV upon scouting from one single Zerglings. Indeed, heGEmOni only produced 2 Zerglings. Very greedy. Still no bunker in sight for Kezz. He doesn't think that anything's coming to rush up his door, which is pretty actually true. Now 2 queens. Lots of lava injects going to drop for Mr. heGEmOni, the Zerg player. 4 marines already on the tarmac, and that Zerg is going to die. Not even scouting for anything such as the expansion. The vision is pretty limited, but it still has the map control, which is good, pretty safe. He can drop spines anytime soon. Only 3 racks coming down. And now those marines are going to go and clear out the Zernaga tower. There you go. Get out of here, you Zergling. Are they going to catch the Zergling? He might run by. Yes, he will. He's going to be able to scout a bit. The bunker is now getting up. He saw the 3 marines, probably suspect the 3 racks coming down. He has a lot of queens though. 4 queens for now. And in production 1 spine core. Maybe he's kind of hoping for some kind of Hellion kind of play, but it looks like Kezz dropping a tech lab and 2 reactors at the same time is going to go for a pure bio kind of push. And pretty soon, I would say, he's going to go for maybe a fast steam push kind of thing on 2 base. I'm not sure, he's probably going to drop more barracks pretty soon. He probably needs to if he wants to keep up the production, but I'm not sure what those two refineries are. He probably will go for a double engineering bay or something. Double upgrades. And we also have 4 gases for heGEmOni. No evolution towards the lair, so I would say that he's not going to go for fast kind of Mutalisk or anything, although I'm not really good at Zerg timing at all, and I think you probably noticed that. What can I say else? That those 2 queens just devoting their energy for the creep, which is a very nice thing to do actually as a Zerg. Queens are always good to use, especially they're very nice anti-air. They have you can use their energy to transfuse as well between each other, so they're always useful. They're pretty damn strong against Hellions and anything like that as such. Now I see Baning Nest, sorry, from Mr. heGEmOni. Probably scouted those mass marine kind of play. Probably knows about the marine count. Probably scouted that pretty soon. He's actually thinking that nothing's gonna come out in terms of Hellion, and those small group of marines actually gonna try to keep up the vision, the map control. They could actually catch that Queen of Guard pretty easily, I would say, and they're gonna go for it. Look at that, those 6 marines gonna try to target fire. Could actually drop a scan also to catch some of those cryptumers. Wasted energy that would be. Oh my gosh, yes it would. And there we go, we have 1 engineering bay where it is. Here it is, not double upgrades, but we go for fast factory and starport, switching up for medivac. It's gonna be a steam push medivac. I'm probably gonna go for drops or anything like that, but in terms of unit counts, we already have 28 Zerglings with speed, ladies and gentlemen, and with double upgrades coming up for them, which means that those drops could be denied very easily. And if heGEmOni actually decides to move out and go for some kind of Baning bust or anything like that, he could actually go for denying that third, start to work on those rocks and try to manage some kind of openings, such as I don't know, run bys or anything. Here we have pretty nice saturation from the FSK's base, and actually FSK is gonna open the path for the Zerglings. Any Banings morph? I would love so. Double upgrades almost done for heGEmOni. We got that third implanted, and now a very small contingent, no, more drones being transferred actually. More Zerglings at the tower. Anything spotted by the Zerglings would die instantly. In terms, now he knows the rocks are actually broken. He's actually waiting for the army of FSK to go down. The supply count is actually pretty even. 108 for heGEmOni, which is actually not good for the Zerg player, but he's gonna probably lose a lot of those Zerglings if he doesn't pay attention, but he does get out with it. Pretty nicely done. Now what we have 44. That's a good number of Marines actually, and medivacs, and they also have steam. They're gonna have they're already on one attack, which means they're gonna kill those Zerglings pretty damn fast. And let me actually put down the action ball on the actual groups of Marines. Any more Marines awaiting? Marines Marauder, and he's being supply blocked at the moment, Mr. Kezz. That is right. heGEmOni taking his 4th, probably going to go for the 5th as well. His army is actually not distributed and not ready. Actually, he's getting ready for being dropped. Dropping 3 spines and a spore had his main. Only 1 spore had his natural, and the same kind of defense actually based on spores and spines. And now moving into the lair right after he actually got the infestation pit. That's right. I can say that in English. Can you? What's going on is that he's got a lot of Zerglings that right now are waiting for the army of Kezz to move out, and he's probably waiting for some kind of drop play from Kezz, which is not going to happen. In terms of supply, actually Kezz is doing a pretty good job. He's got 40 supplies ahead of heGEmOni, which means that he can actually manage to lose some of his main army if he desires so. I'm not sure what his supplies is mostly composed of. 61 SCVs actually means that he can actually saturate his free base pretty easily, and doesn't have to produce any more actually, just needs to let the money in. Now just building more CCs to increase the mineral income. He's got 2 starports with reactors both. Got enough barracks at the moment. Most of the army is actually this is actually a Zerglings infested base kind of play, with few banelings actually being morphed. And the army of Kezz doesn't look that scary though, but in that ball could actually decimate the army of heGEmOni if missed control or so. Let's see what's happening. Still no drop in sight for the Terran player. I'm really surprised about that. I mean, we have the 4th, which is totally vulnerable to drops. So is the 5th. I know that heGEmOni is actually well prepared for anything else, but a drop around here would actually do a lot of damage. And so would another drop around here. You could actually take down a lot of the tech buildings pretty damn easily. But you wouldn't know that if you were not a referee like me. Isn't that right? We lost 1 viewer. So far so good. And here we go for more gas in the heGEmOni camp. He's moving his overlords away. The creep is damn good. Look at this creep. He's got almost 3/4 of the map. So his vision is actually so good right now. He knows where the army of Kezz is. He's actually maxed out right now. And if he decides to go in for the kill, even though FS Kezz does have these ghosts actually ready with 2, 1 and enough energy for some EMPs, I'm not sure that's going to be useful at all. Even 2 Ultras being added to the mix, and now FS Kezz is going to doubt so much on how he would eventually get out of his base right now, because to move out of his base means that he's going to have to damage control that army very easily. And look at this, those Banelings taking down the bio army very quickly at the moment, rolling upon his opponent. Those infestors full of energy can drop fungos over fungos, no problem. The Ultralis is actually now free to go and kill that 3rd. Go for killing that 3rd anytime you want, heGEmOni. Now you got the supply advantage, 147 against 100. Nothing Kezz can do about that. His production is actually low for the number of Marines. He's got 13 Marines at the moment, a lot of medivacs, and here are the Marines coming at the rescue, but the Ultrarisk with their splash damage gonna do so much damage to those small army. They already upgraded 2-2 I think, and here we go for the upgrades. Actually, what? They 5-2? How is that possible? They have 5 armors plus 2 attack. Yes, I didn't know Ultras would get that much. And there you go, I learned something tonight. That is right. And here at the main base, I think one of the problems of Kezz is that he didn't harass at all the army of Mr. heGEmOni, which means that he was free to go any tech path he wanted to and go max as soon as he wanted to. He had the complete vision over his opponent army movement. Look at this creep, guys. Look at this creep. Seriously, he knows everything, and now he knows that Kezz is owning right now, pulling out a lot of SCVs with him. He's got not much to mine. He's getting ready for it. All of his army is here. A bunch of Ultras, 7 Ultras right now. Even finishing the 3rd +3 attack in both camps actually. He's going to try to walk upon that 4th with his entire army, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Fungo dropping upon the bio army. The Ultra is doing a lot of damage, splash damage here and there. Nothing Kezz can do about it. More fungo group going down. The army is trapped. And it's going to be GG pretty damn soon. All of the army is actually rally to the point, and here we go for GG Kezz. heGEmOni takes down the first match 1-0. Here you go, what's so good, TVZ?
Anyway, would you be so kind as to do the introductions, my good sir?
I would go for it very nastily. And I'm gonna start for the top right position. In blue we have the now 0-1 against heGEmOni, Mr. FS Fusion Slug Kezz, the Terran player platinum level. Thank you for the typing.
Can't see it, but I'm making the camera do funny things.
Oh yeah, it's not moving at all.
It's a shame.
Yes.
Be together, then I will have the camera control. And in the bottom left-hand position, in the rather festive, not quite Christmas red. Hold your socks, man. It's only one more month. We have our good friend in the Zerg colours, sending his first overlord to the north to a position his opponent cannot possibly spawn in. It is heGEmOni.
heGEmOni, yes, a diamond level player. Pretty damn good at macro also. He loves macro, actually, doesn't like cheesing stuff. And so does Kezz. Kezz also likes, he actually opened a one rank expand. He's gonna do the same probably for this game as well. They love, actually when you play with players higher than platinum, they usually like to play safe. At least for the first game. They don't go for cheesy at the first game, not like a bronze player like me.
Or like me.
But no, look at that, he's going for a very quick gas. Actually, Kezz going for a quick gas. I would go for quick aggression from him. Maybe
well,
fast
with
factory.
the quick gas and a very quick wall, it's possible he could be going to be throwing down a second refinery, going to take up to Banshees, perhaps put on some early aggression, or perhaps just go for a simple reactor on his barracks after the first zealot.
Indeed.
By scouting, and then go into a reactor Hellion push.
That's right. And we have a 15 hatch, 15 pool from the Zerg player, which means that it's pretty greedy, isn't it?
It is quite greedy. He could quite easily go either of two ways here. He could throw down 2 gas geysers, try to get a quicker Zergling speed and Spire, perhaps go for some quicker upgrades, or he could just go for a quick third base and play excessively greedy, which could be punished should his opponent go for the factory.
That is right. Playing greedy is good.
Has just got the gas quota he needs. What's he going to do with it?
I don't know. Throwing down, I would say, a tech lab. Look at that. Those 2 SCVs down the ramp. What would they do? Drop down what?
I imagine one of them may be an expansion, or perhaps another barracks and a factory. We'll have to keep an eye on the minimap for those. And meanwhile, we do see heGEmOni's expansion has completed.
All right.
And still no third as of yet. A little bit odd for the timing.
That's right. But he's actually suspecting something going on, I guess. And he's already got his first overload in position. I'm surprised by the actual turns of events. He's going. Kezz is going for the factory, actually not a fast one. So I'm not sure why he would take a very fast factory as such. But he's going to go for.
He's actually thrown down his expansion before the factory, so
yeah.
Should be seeing his second gas geyser go down relatively quickly, and from here he could well transition into more of a mech style play, or he could transition into an aggressive Banshee and then into Marine Tank. He's got a very versatile set with what he can do here.
Right.
However, it's quite concerning that his opponent has still as yet not
expanded
down his third base.
That is right. Maybe he's too much focusing on droning very hard. But I would go, personally I would go for the quick Hellion, kind of Hellion Marine push or something like that. I think it's going to drop some more, maybe like you said, maybe just a starport and moving to Banshee after that, but that second refinery is going to tell us more about this.
Well, we do see heGEmOni suspects that there may be some kind of aggression coming from his opponent relatively soon.
That's right.
As he has actually got himself up to 4 queens at this moment.
That's right, and a macro hatch coming down too, not going to drop that at a 4th.
You know what, I believe we could be seeing an extra 2 gas geysers. He could be going for Mutalisks off of 2 base.
That would be so damn good. I didn't have the chance to see him go for Mutalisks at all in my games or in this game, so I would love to see his Mutalisk control as well.
Well, if he does decide to go for Mutalisks, we should see his first 100 gas invested into Zergling speed, the second 100 into a lair.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, perhaps throw down an Evo Chamber and a Roach Warren by the ramp to his natural. With those, he'd be able to block off any kind of Hellion aggression And with 3 queens at the bottom of the ramp, 2 for creep spread, 1 for inject, there's no way that a early Hellion timing is going to do any damage.
But I'm thinking that he's going to go for some kind of 2-base all-in or something, because he's not trying to move out. Well, actually now he's starting to move out just as I speak, of course. Those Hellion going down too. But he's
it's
going
just
for
a simple map control push. But we do see inside the main of Kezz, he's abandoned going for the starport. But he is getting a very quick +1, in addition to a lot of Marines.
That's right, that's why I was thinking of a quick push or something, because he's not going to go for some kind of advanced tech or anything with that extra gas. Actually, he's piling up a lot of gas, and I'm not sure why, and what is it going to be useful to him, but at the moment, I think he's gearing up for a very fast push, maybe on Hellion based, but no starports inside at all. So what does that tell us? No starports.
These 5 Hellions are not going to do an awful lot.
Yeah, they're going to scout for the 3rd. Nothing to see. There you go, back home.
And I imagine if Kezz has his senses around him, he should be throwing up an armory pretty quickly, because that means his opponent is most likely going for... And there's the 3rd and 4th gases. He could well be throwing down a Spire any second now.
But as I would suspect, heGEmOni actually usually likes his infestors, so I would more expect him to go for infestors and stuff than...
oh, there it is.
Hey, you see that? I predicted his gameplay. I'm such a baller today.
You are doing quite a good job today, sir. And I don't see the armory.
He's gonna trap all of the aliens actually with his Zerglings and Queens, and that's pretty damn bad for Kezz right now. He lost 5 of his Hellions.
Indeed.
Very bad.
Units lost almost triple for Kezz right now.
Exactly.
Definitely not in his favour. That was a horribly uncost-effective engagement.
It's too bad for him. I think he just didn't pay attention when he actually called his alien back. They were not on a attack move, but on just a move. That's too bad.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
One thing to notice, he still doesn't have any kind of wall up his ramp, which means that he is still vulnerable to any kind of a Zergling run by, or even...
He would be vulnerable to a Zergling run by, but with the amount of Marines he has here, he's relatively safe. What he needs to do is go and deny vision of this center watchtower, perhaps send down 6 Marines, take it leave
back.
1, and then run back with the other 5. He also needs to take out this Zergling lurking around his 3rd base.
That is right. Do
because
that!
The longer heGEmOni sees he isn't taking his 3rd, the longer he has time to prepare and actually expect a Marine, Hellion, or some variety of 2-base all-in. And we see that heGEmOni back home, he's getting pathogen lands, he's getting his Baneling speed.
Baneling speed indeed.
And his creep spread, he's actually quite on top of it.
Well, you know how he does that? He actually uses the
center of the map.
He uses all of these, while producing four of his queens, he actually used 2 of them only for creep actually, which is why he actually gets such a nice creep spread very early in the game.
Indeed. We do see that heGEmOni has completed his 5th and 6th geysers, however he's not actually mining from the 6th one right now. Whether that's intentional or he's just not noticed it because of the queen next to his 3rd hatchery, that remains to be seen, but here comes the push.
Here comes the push, gonna try to clean up a bit of those creep tumors. I don't think he's gonna move and try to kill.
Oh, these infestors, they have enough energy for a fungal leech, but the Hellions get there first.
He's gonna try to kill as many infestors as he can, and yes,
and
he does.
Manages to get 1.
He killed actually quite a few infestors.
Kezz is very, very bunched up. That's a very dangerous position for him to be in.
Yes, I think the amount, actually the army count of heGEmOni is not that big, and
right now Kezz just needs to get out there.
Yes, he actually...
Oh, nice fungal, catching a group of these Marines, killing them off.
I think he overextended a bit too much right now. If he gets caught, he will lose most of his army, which is not good. He could get out with...
One fungal, he does take out the hatchery, but
the
links come in to help finish everything off.
Exactly.
And is he going to fungal these medevacs to finish them off, or the queen will actually get it? Oh!
No, he didn't. How many hit points on that? 6 and 6. Wow, pretty damn good.
6. Where's the 3rd medevac? Where's the third medevac? Find it.
Where is he?
Oh, it's over there with 150. 66150.
There you go. You damn survivor.
I was looking for the third 6, but nowhere to be seen.
And now he's dropping even more barracks, but I would expect him to drop more like factories and so, but he's not going to change his style towards the mech play, but just a basic Marine Marauders tank medevac kind of style. Pretty good.
I do like the way that Kezz is going to make himself quite difficult to kill. He's got a planetary fortress which just completed at his third, and that's actually going to help him quite a lot, because the planetary fortress, even though these lings are upgraded, the planetary fortress can one-shot these lings, opening up for some of these SCVs to repair, but the Marines need to engage from behind, and oh no!
No, he lost it!
How
And he
did
didn't repair.
Planetary?
He didn't repair the fortress, which means that he could have saved it. But he actually decided to wait the right moment.
Fungals on the army, one more, and oh,
One more fungal.
this is just painful.
Oh my gosh.
A very nice scan, managing to take out 2 of these infestors, 3 of these
more.
infestors.
Even more coming down.
But another clutch fungal is going to put most of this into red.
This is a slaughter. But he will be able to get his third back, considering the money in bank he has right now.
He can get his third back, but what he needs right now is units, because there is a lot of Zerglings, and there is a lot of production from heGEmOni heading his way.
Indeed. Look at the center here. It's going to be populated very, very soon. He already took the gold, which is not a gold anymore, and he's going to try to position his tanks actually to protect that third. Once again,
I do like the fact that he's trying to move his tanks forward, but what I'd like to see is for Kezz to position 1 on the high ground here by his third.
indeed.
Just behind these rocks, where he can actually take advantage of any sight
The high ground, yeah.
give to allow these other 2 tanks to fire. Because as it is right now, they're not going to have vision for any units at the back of the rocks, even though they are actually in range.
Indeed. And he still doesn't have any kind of drop in mind right now, and heGEmOni is getting up his defense against any kind of drop. Actually, he's getting a lot of spines and spores at his main and natural as well as the third. He's taking down his fourth. He's gonna actually do just like the first game, which is just go and sit up a bit after his first push. He actually denied the third, so now he's pretty safe in terms of economy. He's gonna just try to get up max, go for 1 push, destroy the main army, remax, and then go for the kill, just like the first game. Yeah.
That is the advantage of Zerg. They are generally weaker than all armies they face, with the rare exception of OP Lords and OP Infestors.
Yes, indeed.
But with that one exception, the Zerg army is intended to be weaker than its opponents. It trades, they save lava, they remax with the massive bank that we see heGEmOni has right now. 1,700 and 2,000 gas.
He doesn't actually intend to go into. He's not even going into the hive now. Just now morphing actually as I speak. He doesn't intend to go for ultra rates or anything like that.
This is a very scary push from Kezz, and oh!
Very good timing, just before the actual morphing of the banelings and any kind of higher tech, and he's going to actually be able to take down that central fort.
But where is Kezz going to be going? Is he going up to... Not Kezz, heGEmOni. He's going up to the third, and he is actually going to get a lot of SCV kills here and pick up some of these reinforcements.
Indeed. Look at this. This is not a planetary fortress anymore. This is a CC.
Indeed. And more Zerglings making its way up. And oh, Kezz didn't lift it off.
He didn't lift it off. That's too bad. And now those Zerglings actually could run by right into the base.
We run towards these Banelings and Zerglings. Infestors setting up just in time. But the time is now. Is he going to take out these tanks in time?
He's not sieging up the tanks though, which is not a very good thing. But look at that. Kezz is actually in a very nice position. In terms of supply, 128 and 150 for Kezz. Actually, he's morphing right in front of FS Kezz, those banings, which is pretty bad for him. And right now his army is actually very, very low. 50 supply of army against 100. Kezz probably going to take out the game right now. He's in a very advantageous position.
Kezz has a group of Marines and Marauders taking out the Zerglings as natural, and there's the GG!
GG! Oh my gosh! FS Kezz takes down heGEmOni on a 1-1 game now, so we're going to go for the third game. That's very nice! Now
Well,
my layer, you know, my...
To Kezz, he just loaded 5 of his SCVs, and then unloaded them.
That's a pretty baller move, I would say.
That is pretty bold. Anyway, let's introduce these players. In the bottom left-hand position, the Christmas Zerg.
Christmas Zerg!
Bit of a early Christmas present in a victory here against his arch-rival. We have Fusion Slugs, a heGEmOni.
heGEmOni, heGEmOni. I'm gonna do the echo right behind your voice.
I like it. Meanwhile, in the top right-hand position, in the less festive, the Bar Humbug Blue, we have currently tying up the series 1-1 with the nice SCV load indeed. You're in observer chat, my friend.
Yes,
we have Fusion Slugs, Kezz!
Kezz, right behind you.
Behind me? Oh god.
He would be. Just be careful. He's not living in Korea, is he? He's from Australia?
I would assume he's from Australia. Most of the people in our clan are. So, we do have no apparent cheese coming from either of these players yet. No early pull, showing signs of aggression. Kezz getting his wall off done pretty quickly. And, interestingly, Kezz hasn't thrown down his first barracks yet.
I think he's just late. He's gonna go for two barracks at the same time, is he?
Is he going for a 2-racks, or is he going to go for a command center first?
Oh, that would be such a baller. Oh my gosh. Is that... Why would you would throw down at the bottom ramp? That would be better, I think.
Well, it would actually be safe for him to build a command center there against an early pull. He could build up another supply depot relatively soon.
Yeah.
Which is what this extra SCV is going to do. No, it's going for a barracks.
Barracks indeed. So actually I'm not sure why he would choose to do that. He actually probably wants to be hyper duper safe against heGEmOni, but scouting that hatchery first and late pull he
I
would
actually
be...
understand it. It's entirely possible he wants to get a quicker orbital command.
I see.
But looking at his money, he's going to supply block himself. He needed to actually get that supply depot before barracks.
Indeed.
Because this SCV is going to complete, and he is going to be temporarily supply blocked.
Indeed.
For at least the amount of time to build one SCV, which is how long it has left on that command center finishing.
Yes. Nice shot at that. You actually analyzed that very, very niftily. Thank you very much for that. And we have a double refinery being thrown down. What is he going to do with double refinery and a fast command center right now?
Well, with a double refinery, we're going to have a very fast factory, and I would imagine an even faster starport. And in the meantime, we have double orbital command.
Yes, and double SCV production, and double muse being dropped.
And an open door, Kezz!
What happened?
The door!
Open the door!
Open it! Open it! Don't open it!
Do not
And
open it.
the factory, meanwhile, he's moving down to his expansion, and he has an Marine who's going to completely ignore the Zergling that moves in and sees everything.
Almost blocked the CC
And
from Manny.
to the door. Just in time.
Just in time, and the fight between the Zerglings really and totally imbalanced.
And that is actually a big deal that Zergling died. Because looking at heGEmOni's vision, he did not actually see both gas geysers.
Yes, he should have scouted with that instead of going for the A move. But indeed, that gives a nice edge to Mr. FS Kezz, meaning that his opponent doesn't know what he's going to go for, and still heGEmOni is not going to drop his third. He's actually playing as safe as he can, just staying on 2 base as long as he feels safe, not going for the risky third. He doesn't like to.
I don't know if we could be seeing a very similar build to last game, though we do see a drone moving up to throw down his third hatch now. He's perhaps going to go for a slightly more aggressive build this game after he gets his third base up, starts getting his gas. It remains to be seen, though, whether he's going to go for an aggressive push with roaches or if he's going to go for more of a infestor style play.
Yeah.
And Roach Warren's coming down right now, but I imagine this is purely for defensive purposes right now.
Indeed, indeed. And you know what I feel? I feel like Mr. FSK is actually gaining his confidence back. I see him like throwing down very aggressively those barracks, going for a lot of upgrades, going for a very quick medivac marine push kind of, or maybe a lot of drops. I would say again, just drop, man. FSK's drop more, please. I want to see some drops.
And meanwhile, we see that Kezz is currently sending his scouting 5,000-ton factory across the map. You know, the most cost-effective way of scouting, just put rocket boosters on a 5,000-ton building and send it somewhere.
Yeah, I've seen that thread somewhere.
I'm pretty sure we all have. And meanwhile, we do see heGEmOni is getting a couple of roaches for defense, but he hasn't actually seen anything to warrant really panicking at the moment.
That's actually quite a lot of roach. 11 out of.
It could be he's going for a push here, but if he's paying attention to his overlord in the top, he's seen the medevacs. So he will know that his opponent is currently at least his first medevac, quite probably his first two.
But actually taking the decision to actually move on and try to kill him would actually pretty much advantage heGEmOni, because considering the actual army supply of Mr. FSK, there's still heGEmOni is still doubling it.
Indeed,
and a nice surround would actually save the day.
Actually,
he's moving in.
The very early play, this could actually work in his favor, and the wall is down.
I think this is GG, Mr. Jhedjuka.
Very nice baneling hits. There's a few roaches. He can actually hold on here if he manages to get to the top of his ramp, but at the same time,
he needs to move the CC up.
Anything. These roaches just need to move in, kill the natural, then he needs to take his fourth, and just continue the harassment, or even continue to push with an all-in with these roaches.
I would hope to see, actually, those roaches to move upwards so that they actually could access the ramp. He's actually focusing on destroying everything, every structures at the bottom, which is not actually the priority right now. You could actually
that's actually a very good idea. Look at the two supply depots. If he managed to kill those off, he would supply block Kezz very heavily right now.
Indeed, but considering the army supplies, he's pretty much winning the game right now. I think he could go for the kill just as we speak.
And he's doing it. He's going for these SCVs. As soon as one of these baneling hits, it's going to be a very quick GG.
I want to see those. Oh no! There's a big group right here.
This baneling.
Yes, no.
Oh! That was a beautiful baneling hit, and meanwhile,
yeah, and he's going to lose. Oh my gosh!
Just too many casualties
so
here.
Beautiful. I think FSK is actually GG right now. He knows it. He stops even mining from his SCVs. He's just throwing all of his medivacs to protect the depots from above.
It's okay, Kezz. You have mules.
Yes, you do. And it's okay. heGEmOni doesn't have 2,000k in bank. 2,000 in the bank.
Well, Kezz has found the two idle workers, but look at the units tab. 70 drums to 17 SCVs.
Oh my gosh, this is a slaughter.
This game is as good as over, but heGEmOni is actually doing exactly what he needs to. He has a lot of Zerglings morphing into banelings. He's getting his hive right now. He needs to start researching Zergling's speed and his pathogen glands.
Indeed, he didn't. Yeah, well, he has the Zergling speed, but not the pathogen glands. Adrenal glands, actually.
I'm referring to baneling speed there, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Zergling speed, also a very crucial upgrade. Interestingly, a very underlooked upgrade at Hive Tech, the adrenal glands for Zerglings.
Indeed.
Why don't we get that so much?
I think because they do not intend to use those Zerglings too far in the game, but actually that's not the style of heGEmOni. heGEmOni likes to use the Zerglings quite far into the game. He does. And now we have FSK moving out with a lot of medivacs and a little group of Marines Marauders. He could probably just go for massive drop with that. He's going to try to clear up the tower, try to clear up the vision for him. Probably going to...
This essentially is an all-in drop, because he needs to do some severe damage to tech. He needs to at least take out the infestation pit.
Indeed.
Because if that pit manages to get out a few infestors and they manage to get a good stock of energy, there is absolutely no hope for Kezz to come back from this.
You're so right. But I feel like heGEmOni is so prepared for that push. He can come at it anytime he wants.
He's got a spot. He's moving up to the top left to expand to his 5th. He's got good vision of this factory. He's going to see it with his drone.
Even
so
with
he knows
the creep factory. Look at that, dropping down. He's actually dropping a fungal right on the top of the medivacs, stopping them right on the spot. And
all he has to do is chain this. As soon as he takes out these medivacs, this will be game.
This is game.
And the medivacs get away.
They get away. And with enough hit points to actually claim the prize of the survival game.
Well, we have actually seen this in Masters of Koreign, how Khan, during one of his earlier games, his army got destroyed repeatedly by his opponent, but medivacs were left alive. They ended up being the telling point, as he did not have to spend a lot of money remaking them.
Exactly. Very nice point. Actually, we see heGEmOni trying to move out and trying to go again for the natural kill. He's got enough Zerglings to do so. A nice surround, that will be enough. Bye-bye Marines. Medivacs won't be useful enough for you. Those Zerglings being actually 1-1.
But this is just painful to watch when you can throw away this many Zerglings to kill such a small army and still be way ahead.
Yeah.
Because look at the units count. We have 91 drones to 27 SCVs.
This is clear overdroning.
Quite clearly overdroning, but soon we are going to have the spine crawler wall set up in the middle of the map.
Indeed.
Probably along both avenues. I wouldn't be surprised to see heGEmOni take the bottom center expansion soon as well. And if he just makes an extended spine crawler wall along the center path and by his opponent's watchtower, he can slowly begin to just starve his opponent to death.
And nothing can get through for sure.
Or indeed, he could just make a lot of Zerglings, and with those recently upgraded speed banelings, he can just go kill him.
I think he should probably go kill him. He's letting too much space for FSKs to breathe right now. I would love to see those Baneling go rush on this bio army of FSK. He's actually dropping down so many bunkers at once. Look at these 5 bunkers being constructed right now.
Well, he knows this is his only chance. He's got an inkling that there's a little bit of doom approaching, and we see that he's pulling back his Marine from the watchtower.
He knows it's coming. He's gonna have to get going inside of the bunkers. Everybody safely inside, if you can.
heGEmOni, heGEmOni, why are you not making more banelings? Please, let me imitate Artosis, just this once. Come on.
Please, please, more banelings. We want 100 banelings right now. Only 19's on the field.
We have 19, we have 94 Zerglings.
We could have 100 banelings on the field.
That's like, you could make like 1,000,000 banelings with that.
And now, FSK is seeing that, almost getting ready to go for the rush. All of these SCV being pulled.
With the infested terrans, a bit of fungal growth, and here come the banelings. They're getting trapped behind the Zerglings. They managed to take...
Nice roll. Nice roll.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful fungal growth at the ramp.
Finally, those roaches right behind, finishing the job.
Finally, the defenses are breached. The wall gets raised just in time, but that's too little too late.
Yes, once again, the second is being rolled, stumped. And here we go for GG. And Mr. heGEmOni takes down the whole match 2-1 against FSKs. Welcome to the internal Cup of Fusion Slugs.
Welcome. And we have, may I just say, 3, 2, 1, adrenal glands just finished.
Finally. See? See,
Finally.
it happens.